Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really digging into a big question for businesses.
All right.
How do you genuinely optimize, how things run and make smarter decisions?
Right.
And we're looking at this through the lens of Manus AI. It's this automation platform that's, well, it's generating quite a bit of buzz.
He really is.
Yeah, and our info comes from a pretty fresh Neurosignal.tech article published just yesterday, May 6th, 2025.
Hot off the press.
Exactly. So our mission here, for you listening, is to figure out what might make Manus AI potentially more than just another tool. Could it be a real game changer if you're trying to boost efficiency, make better calls, but without getting totally lost in the tech details? Okay, so let's unpack that. Can AI really go beyond just handling basic tasks? Can it be a strategic asset?
Well, that's exactly the core of why Manus AI is catching people's attention. It aims higher than just automating the simple stuff.
Okay.
The goal is apparently to mimic human intelligence, enough to handle, pretty complex workflows. And that Neurosignal.tech piece, it points to three big immediate impacts: cutting costs, speeding up work, and, importantly, leading to smarter decisions.
Those are the big three for any business leader, really.
Absolutely. Those are critical targets. And a key takeaway from the research seems to be this potential for, well, significant impact across these areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And the article jumps right into boosting productivity, right?
Yeah.
Taking over those routine, almost soul-crushing tasks that eat up so much time.
Like what specifically?
Well, things like data entry, sifting through loads of info, or generating standard reports, the weekly ones,
Yeah.
even sorting through floods of emails.
Yeah.
Just think about the hours saved there. I mean, I remember one job where my team spent hours every single week just pulling together basic sales reports. If something like Manus AI could actually handle that, wow, the morale boost alone.
And that's the fascinating part, isn't it? Freeing up your people, your human capital for the stuff that needs creativity, needs strategy. The article really emphasizes that shift. It suggests employees can then focus on, well, the uniquely human skills.
Which should mean better quality work, hopefully.
That's the idea. Better output, and maybe just as importantly, less chance of human error on those really predictable, repetitive things.
Fewer typos in the reports.
Fewer costly mistakes, potentially.
Okay, so doing more without just hiring more people, that leads straight into scalability, doesn't it?
Exactly.
The article seemed to really highlight Manus AI's ability to grow with the business, expanding its workload without needing a proportional jump in staff. That sounds incredibly appealing for, companies wanting to grow fast.
It does, but how does it scale like that? That's the interesting technical bit.
Yeah, what's the mechanism?
The article mentions it learns, it takes in new data and adapts its processes. That's, typical of modern machine learning systems.
So it's not just set it and forget it.
Apparently not. It suggests a level of smarts beyond just simple rules. And crucially, it supposedly keeps up its speed and accuracy even when the workload ramps up.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, especially if your business has busy seasons or just suddenly takes off.
So you don't have to worry that performance will tank just when you need it most. That's a significant weight off a business owner's shoulders.
For sure.
And obviously, better productivity, scaling efficiently. That flows right to the bottom line. The cost benefits. The article was pretty clear on those.
It was. I mean, the obvious one is saving on labor costs by automating tasks. That's straightforward.
Sure.
But the research also flags something critical: cutting down on costly mistakes.
Ah, right. The error reduction again.
Exactly. Good automation just inherently lowers the odds of human slip-ups. And those errors, especially in certain fields, can cost a fortune. Think finance, healthcare.
Or even just manufacturing defects.
Precisely. And they also mentioned faster processing means quicker results, maybe less need for overtime. It paints a picture of a leaner, more cost-effective operation overall.
So it's not just about salary savings. It's about making the whole business engine run smoother, cheaper.
Right.
Now, for me, one of the really compelling bits was the smarter decisions through data angle. Because let's face it, we're drowning in data. The trick isn't getting it. It's understanding it fast enough to actually use it.
And that's where Manus AI speed comes in, according to the article. It talks about processing enormous data sets really, really quickly.
Right, quick.
The article used the phrase "in seconds" for analysis, which, really highlights the time advantage.
Seconds. Wow.
Yeah, and it's this ability to chew through massive amounts of information that leads to those faster, more reliable, data-driven decisions they talk about.
Does it just spot trends or?
The article hinted it goes a bit deeper. Maybe finding causal links, not just correlations. Things a human might miss just because they don't have months to analyze.
Like predicting supply chain issues before they happen, based on subtle signals in sales data.
Something like that, potentially. Allowing for proactive moves instead of just reacting.
And it helped, I thought, that the article compared it to models we know, like OpenAI's GPT-4, just in terms of that raw data analysis power.
Right, it gives you a sort of benchmark.
Yeah, it gives you a feel for the kind of analytical muscle we're discussing. So it's about moving past gut feelings, making choices based on solid evidence from the data, which should lead to better performance, better planning for the future.
Absolutely. And it's not just inward facing. The research also touched on improving the customer experience.
How so? Through automation.
Yeah, automating parts of customer support. This is where NLP, natural language processing, comes into play.
Okay, NLP, so it understands language.
Essentially, yes.
Hmm.
Sophisticated algorithms that let the AI grasp the meaning, the sentiment, maybe even the intent behind what a customer is saying, not just keywords.
Got it. So the article mentioned things like handling chat inquiries or sending out order updates.
Exactly. And the key is that ability to understand and respond in a way that feels, well, almost human, or at least helpful and relevant.
So customers get quick, accurate answers, not just canned replies.
That seems to be the promise. Faster responses, better service overall, which, is huge for keeping customers happy and loyal.
Definitely. So, okay, pulling all this together, this deep dive into the Neurosignal.tech article, it really does paint Manus AI as potentially much more than just, another automation widget.
Yeah, the game changer label the article uses feels, well, at least understandable based on their description.
Right.
The main takeaway seems clear. The potential for businesses to work smarter by automating complex stuff, grow faster because the system can scale, and stay competitive by using data better and keeping customers happier.
Work smarter, grow faster, stay competitive. That sums it up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
It really pushes you to think about where all this automation is heading, doesn't it? I mean, considering what they're saying Manus AI can do,
Yeah.
and knowing about all the other advanced platforms and even experimental AI models being worked on,
Yeah, the pace is incredible.
it makes you wonder about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
How could technologies like this fundamentally change not just how businesses operate, but like the very nature of work itself, how we interact with tech every day?
That is definitely a profound question to to sit with. Where does this all lead?